Martini 28th, 4:38. Bataan has been conquered. The war is over, and the Skenderites are celebrating throughout the fair. They don't even care that the smaller portion of Remains are dour, and they're screaming out in joy in the streets. I wonder what will come in the days that follow. All that I know is that I'm a baker, and that's all I am now. Zumes. April 4th, 4:38. This is such a strange date for me. It's when I got the journal 2 years ago, and to see where I've traveled, as it were, and what I've survived through, well, Gwenda was right. We each have stories to tell, and perspectives to share. There is magic in stories. I wonder if I'll ever share this journal with anyone. Today there was a town hall meeting led by General Vossendorf. She told us that Remain no longer exists, and that we were all Skenderites now. The royal Remain family has been exiled, and all of the Remain citizens will be considered second-class citizens for the first 5 years. This was to ensure that we would become loyal to the Republic of Skendar. What that meant was that we would only be paid 80% of what regular Skenderite citizens were paid. Unless, of course, we did essential work, like doctors, government officials, police, and food providers, like bakers. It made sense to me. People had to eat. We as second-class citizens had to have our papers on us at all times, and we had to check in at designated offices monthly. Aside from that, we were allowed to enjoy our lives again once the city was reopened. General Valsendorf revealed all of the Remain names would be changed, and Lafair would be called Damaska going forward. I immediately hated that name. There was one good surprise, though. General Valsendorf was turning over city administration to our old mayor, Latrice DeFranco. Mayor DeFranco assured us that she would continue to serve as she always had, and that we as a city would thrive. I certainly hope this is true. Zumes. May 18th, 4:38. It's been a while, but as there was nothing out of the ordinary to reflect on, I decided to wait until now. Skenderites have been moving into Damaska by the droves, and the city is starting to breathe again with life. Too bad it's not Remain life. It is a strange thing for me to see and hear children in the streets again. That is something I have missed dearly. As a whole, Skendar closed its borders and plans to keep them closed for the next 10 years in order to solidify its new territory. Half of Sortig went to the country of Oceandare, and Skendar absorbed all of Remain, half of Sortig, and all of Bataan. For the most part, life in Damaska has been uneventful. There is only a single battalion stationed within the city, but I hear they will be building a fort nearby soon. I've also heard that construction on a new bridge will be starting in the fall. The taverns are open again, and now I'm actually being paid for my bread. When I go to the taverns, though, I seldom see any Remain-born Skenderites. However, my friend Hansi is there often, and he always invites me there to sit with his friends. It is strange to be having drinks and breaking bread with the Skenderites, because the war only officially ended a couple of months ago. However, for Remain, it's been over since Novembrine. I don't think of myself as a Skenderite, and I hope I never succumb to that sort of thinking either. I'm a Remain, even if my country no longer exists. I will concede, though, that while I'm not a Skenderite, I'm living in Skendar. Zumes. Janitas 5th, 4:38. They're building a bank here, but I found out that I'll have to wait until my second-class citizenship ends before I'm able to make deposits. I suppose I can just hoard all my money until 4:43. Zumez. Julitus 10th, 4:38. I've heard the schools will be reopening in September, and I've already submitted my bid to provide the schools with bread. If I get the job, I can afford to hire some apprentices and grow the business. Today was a strange day for me as well, because I thought about my parents and my sister. I would like to think that they're alive somewhere, and most likely not in Skandar. The war ended earlier this year, and if they are still alive and in the country, surely they would have tried to return to the fair. No. Damn. It's not called that anymore. Surely they would try to return to Damaska, right? But maybe they thought I had died, and living in this city would be too painful for them. Maybe they weren't allowed to travel freely. After all, the Skandarites are keeping close tabs on second-class citizens. Maybe I'll see them in 4:43. Zumez. Augustine 15th, 4:38. I got the bid! I've taken on 2 apprentices and will be making more bread and more money. The summer heat is sweltering this year. Zumez. September 5th, 4:38. I'm deeply troubled, and I've not been this concerned since the war itself. The former capital of Starlo has been renamed to Amga, which is another terrible name. Well, a group of radicals have started making names for themselves in the old capital by attacking police, defacing property, and other such things. This group calls themselves the Sons and Daughters of Reme, and they're claiming to be derived from the remnants of the resistance. While I loved my country dearly, we lost the war, and our queen is exiled. It doesn't matter how many sons or daughters there are. The old Reme can never be, no matter how much we want it to be so. I pray to the goddess that I am forgotten. I don't wish to ever be connected to violence or global intrigue again. I'm a simple baker, nothing more. Zumez. September 12th, 4:38. Things are going quite well, and I managed to have enough coin to buy the building beside me. I'm fairly certain that Mayor DeFranco gave me a great deal on the property, and in fact, she said something to me in a whisper. She said to me, "Long live Reme." She must have noticed the dread in my eyes, and then added in, "You and I were comrades, but I am not with the new blood." After that, neither she nor I ever mentioned anything else on the matter. I will be converting the new building into a large bakery, and I'll be hiring more apprentices. Remodeling should only take about a month or so. Zumez. October 9th, 4:38. My bakery is ready, and now I have a staff of 4. We produce bread for sale, and we have contracts with the barracks, the city hall, all 3 schools, and the construction crew for the bridge. All of my staff are Skandarites, but they don't mistreat me or look down on me for being Remayan born. The war was a dread-soaked nightmare I will never be able to forget. However, I'm thriving in its wake. Thank you, Gwenda. Thank you for saving me. Zumez. December 12th, 4:38. Today was the first snowfall of the year. Once again, we are preparing to celebrate another winter solstice. This year is different, though. Damaska is lively and loud as the city itself plans for another year's end. The world seems brighter. The snow seems whiter and more innocent, and every breath of cold air is all the more precious. The world rejoices with all of us that the war has ended. Our city is no longer occupied and is at least semi-free. I didn't think I would be here in this year, in this more affluent state. It seems strange to be alive when so many other deserving people aren't. I saw my friend Tanzi and the others at the tavern, and it was a nice reprieve from my quandaries. My home is awfully quiet, though. I turned my secret room into a private study in full view for anyone who enters. There is no need for such secrets anymore. By now, Peta should be 14 and is probably being pursued by her peers. I wonder how my parents are, and whether or not they were able to find happiness in the wake of the war. I think I'm going to put this journal away for a while, maybe a couple of years. It's been a constant companion for me, but I feel it's time for a break. I will return to it someday, I promise. Zumez.